I got 3 questions to ask. Do you think this love could ever last past the pain of death? Tell me, where would we stand?
High school couple, young lovers, promise rings, always be each other's wonders, things love discovers between 2 people who construct a sequel. That feeling equal, mutual feeling between 2 hearts dealing with this brutal world, seeking escape or healing, but finding someone that seems appealing to that very lost soul, whose broken heart's missing parts because it's not whole. But the love fed the fire until it got full of anger and envy, but the glass is half empty. So all this time, broken hearts are attempting to find that person that finds their heart worth fixing. And captured inside is a feeling not computable, but summed up in a couple letters just isn't suitable. Because love is too beautiful to be thrown around as just doable. No, because nothing compares to the butterflies and flares that love shares. Thank God for the warmth of love, guess he heard our prayers.
I got 3 questions to ask. Do you think this love could ever last past the pain of death? Tell me, where would we stand? If I go far, would you wait for me? Or would you just leave? Where will you be? Tell me, would you die for me?
17 years old, a boy and girl love each other always. At school they were always in the hallways, until one day she wasn't there. He walked alone to class, space between his fingers fell bare. He made it through the day, called her after school just to hear her say she was at the doctor but she was okay. So worry was no bother and she'd be back the next day, but she was gone again. Worry clouded his brain, he felt like the day would never end. And he rushed home to call his girl to ease his stressing, but she acted weird and asked him 3 questions. And she said,
how much do you love me?
I love you more than anything.
Would you care for me every day?
Forever and always.
Would you die for me?
I'd die for you any day.
Make it last for always. Always.
It was the next day, and she still wasn't back. He wondered what she was hiding as his anxiety attacked. Called her on the phone as soon as he got home. Said, girl, I'm with you, you're not alone, but you gotta tell me what's going on. And she paused for a long time. She said, I love calling you mine. And with tears in her eyes, she started saying her goodbyes, but that she'd love him forever, but they couldn't be together. Boy asked why, and she had no better reply than that's what was best. The pain in her voice that she was a mess, and she had one request, that he would never forget her and to always remember his first love. She asked him to say nothing cause it hurts enough. I never wanted this to end. She said, don't think this was ever the plan. You'll always be my man. I'll love you forever, and soon you'll understand.
I got 3 questions to ask. Do you think this love could ever last past the pain of death? Tell me, where would we stand? If I go far, would you wait for me? Or would you just leave? Where will you be? Tell me, would you die for me?
3 weeks went by. A friend came up to the boy and looked him dead in the eye and asked, is your girl still alive? With what as in reply, followed alongside by the friend who then said, I shouldn't be the one to tell you. Wrote down a number and said, hang in there cause this will kill you. He called the number, was confused when the other line was a doctor. Thought he had mistaken, but gave the doc the name, and she happened to be a patient. Doc gave the boy the room number in which she was stationed. He found his love in the bed of a hospital, hooked up to machines that made her life possible. He walked into a room and he couldn't believe what he was seeing. She screamed, she cried when she saw him and said, I know what you are thinking, but this is why I did what I did, because compared to this, that was easy. He dropped to his knees and looked deeply into the pain of her eyes and said, tell me you'll be alright, cause I need you in my life. And she said, no, I won't be okay, but now you know why I asked what I asked the other day. Because I love you more than anything. I would die for you any day and care for you always. And even though I'll be gone, my love for you will always stay. These are the last words you're gonna hear me say until I meet you at heaven's gates. Yeah, that night she died of cancer. The boy was left with so many questions but thought of only one way to answer. He was found with a gun in hand and a bullet in his throat. Beside him was the note after he wrote, she died for me and she shouldn't be alone. I'll meet her in heaven so we can feel at home. Said, I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, but I'm gone.
Would you die for me? die for me? Oh, would you die for me?